I'm live. I'm going on just a minute early just to get used to the technology. So if you are watching the replay, please be patient with this day one because prayerfully everything is going to go amazing. But you just never know with technology. So I am going to give a few minutes for people to get in, and then I'm going to do a little introduction and then get into the meat of why we're here, which is all about victory mindset. So it's still 7:59. So I'm going to vamp a little bit until 8 o'clock, and then I will officially get started because I know when you're watching the replay, you know how it takes like 10 minutes for stuff to get started. I'm not going to wait 10 minutes, especially because I know there is a replay and people will be able to watch it then. But you can always like fast forward it until you. So I see people are starting to come in. Amazing. I'm just going to give a couple minutes to get people in, and then I'm going to start officially at 8:02. But during the meanwhile, especially if you're watching the replay, um, if you are not acquainted with who I am Charlie Jordan Brookins, otherwise known as Coach Charlie, and I am a fitness coach. I am a health coach certified. I am also a multitasking mom, an author, a speaker, and the founder of Fit Through Faith. And you are here in the Victory Mindset Challenge. I'm excited that you're here. If you can, I'm just trying to figure out this um, chat feature. If you can just let me know that you're here, just tell me your name and where you're chiming in from, then I'll know if this works. It looks like if you are on Facebook, there's a way that I can actually see your name because I'm using this lovely platform called Restream to ideally stream on two platforms at the same time because I know some people are not on social media. So I wanted to make sure to use YouTube as well. Um, let's see, I'm going to see if I can do this. Oh, hi, Lita. How are you? Apparently, I'm going to put this in here if you can see this. If you are on Facebook, if you use this, I just posted something in there. That will help me see your name. But I see Lita's here. Awesome. Alrighty, I am going to get started in 10 seconds. I see you. Thank you so much for being here. As you're arriving, if you can just say, hey, I'm here, and we'll go from there. It is officially 8:02, so I'm going to get started. So again, my name is Coach Charlie. I am Charlie Jordan Brookins. I'm a certified personal fitness trainer. I'm a health coach. I'm a multitasking mom. And I am excited to be here. And I am actually joyfully postmenopausal. And I say that and it's like joyfully because for two reasons. Number one, I've connected my faith, food, and fitness. And that's really what my goal is to help women in midlife, menopause transition, and beyond master this part of their lives with joy. And that joy comes from number one, Nehemiah 8:10, the joy of the Lord is my strength. But it also comes from embracing this time of life, embracing these latter shall be greater years, and really having the knowledge to understand what is going on with my body and what I now need to take responsibility for. So I'll just give a little thing about estrogen. Is before we get into the meat of everything, but just important for you to understand, like, where's my joy coming from? Is because estrogen is queen supreme of the female templeverse, right? And we take for granted how much estrogen actually protects us, right? Protects us from heart disease, protects our appetite, protects our brain. Literally, there are estrogen receptors all over our bodies. And so when we become female ED, estrogen deficient, there's a transformation that happens hormonally in our body, which actually impacts everything on the outside. And so now, where we used to rely on estrogen just to take care of things, now we have to take responsibility for it. We have to take responsibility for our brain, for our belly, for our bones, for all of those things. And so when you understand that, then it's like, oh, okay, I can have joy because there's so much purpose, so much, possibility, in this stage of life. But victory mindset, let's get to the point. The reason why I'm focusing on victory mindset for this last quarter of the year is because, yes, there are food and fitness things that are specific and intentional and consistent that you need to do in this season of life. But this is not the best time to make huge shifts because there's stress, there's the holidays, there's parties, there's all of that. And so instead of focusing on food and fitness, for this last quarter, although the Proverbs 31 push-up challenge is coming at the end of the year, is I want to really focus on mindset, because if we can get our mind right, as I said, the body will follow. So we're going to focus on mindset so that when we get to the beginning of the year, we're ready to actually have transformational change last. We're not trying to have a diet. We're not trying to do quick fixes. We're trying to build a post-menopausal, menopausal transition lifestyle that works, right? That glorifies God, and that ultimately, we are of greatest service to God in the world. So that is what our goal is. So I am going to get into victory mindset, because that is really, it's that rock. It's our thought life that really impacts our choices. So I have some slides I'm going to share with you. Welcome to day one. I am shifting to the slides. Okay. So this is Victory Mindset Challenge day one, to jump right in. And what is victory mindset? So victory mindset is really making the conscious moment to moment choice to think and live victoriously. So that sounds good in word, but what does that actually mean? And I want you to understand that, everything that I'm going to talk about is going to be coming from a Christian perspective, and it's going to be using the Bible. If you have another belief or faith system, I just encourage you to filter it through that. But I'm going to be talking Bible, because ultimately the Bible is the ultimate guide, in my opinion, to living a happy and victorious life and health. We know in Romans 12:12, it says that do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So, really, transformation in our lives and in our whole temple health begins with a renewed mind. So, it begins with a victory mindset. So, if we want to have lasting impact of our eating choices, our fitness choices, then we have to begin with that renewed mind. So, in each moment, you have a choice. You have a choice to have a victory mindset or a victim mindset, to do things the word's way or the world's way, to have positive thoughts or negative thoughts, to have clarity or to be cloudy and confused. And ultimately, when we're looking at victory, it's really about defeat, right? So there are toxic thoughts, there are toxic people, there are toxic situations that happen in our lives, and we have to be conscious, right, to know that there is, there's negative forces, right? We know that for sure, but also just literally in our lives. And so it's the conscious thought of defeating an enemy or an opponent in competition. So it's focusing on winning. So victorious thinking, living, and whole temple health require you to do. We have to be in action, right? On the other hand, there is the victim mindset. And a victim mindset is being harmed, injured, killed, also a person who is tricked or duped. Does this sound familiar? We see at John 10:10 that the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. So when we're in a victim mindset, there is, I call it an emotional hijack. And the truth is that if we don't stay in action, if we don't stay conscious about our thinking, we are a sitting duck for the tricks of the enemy, and we're a sitting duck for a victim mindset. We're a sitting duck for things, people to have an impact on our choices. Ultimately, we know that we have victory, right? Victory is our default. The Lord God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies and to give you victory. So that really is our default, and that we need to continue to lean on. So just a few facts about our thoughts, right? This is from research that says that we have approximately 60,000 thoughts a day on average. And 90% of those thoughts are repetitive, and 80% of those thoughts are negative. So when you think about that, if that's just, average, that we tend to walk around in negativity a lot. And if we're not conscious about what our thoughts are doing and what the choices that we're making after those thoughts are happening, then we are going to get kind of in this negative feedback loop because 80,000 of those thoughts, 80,000, 80% of those thoughts are negative. That's why our thoughts are so amazingly powerful. Again, back to the word, as a man, woman thinks in his heart, so is she. So if again, these thoughts are so repetitive that they get into our heart, we start to believe the lies. We start to believe the negativity. We start to believe that victim mindset. This is another quote that I love. It's watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny, right? So again, our thoughts are so important, so powerful, and so important that we harness them. So let's get into what a victory mindset is. I'm going to try and change, see if I can change. Can I do this? I know here. There I am. Okay, I just wanted to pop up into the screen a little bit so you guys can see me. Okay, so what are you thinking, right? We're encouraged from Philippians 4:8 that these are the thoughts that we're supposed to be thinking about. We're supposed to be thinking about things that are true, right? So it's always important to say when you have a negative thought, is it really true? Things that are noble, things that are right, things that are pure, things that are lovely, things that are admirable, things that are excellent, things that are praiseworthy. These are the things that we're supposed to be thinking about. And so that's ultimately what a victory mindset is. It's getting back to that. So when we have thoughts that may be a victim mindset, it's like, how do I get them back to true, noble, right, just, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy? So it's really being cognizant of what's going on with your thoughts. Victim mindset, on the other hand, is your feelings, right? Stress, anger, fear, confusion, perfection, procrastination, control, hopelessness, worthlessness, comparison, all of those things keep us in a victim mindset. I should say people, toxic people also do that as well. So it's being aware of feelings. When you're in feelings, you tend to be more in victim, unless those feelings are true, just joy, peace, the fruits of the spirit. And the impact of the victim mindset is we can get headaches, we can overeat, we can get tired, we can get chest pains, we can have digestive issues, and all of this is stress related, right? So stress can absolutely impact your digestion and impact your mental health. We start to go into blame, we start to go into shame, we start to go into defeat. It can ultimately lead to depression. So understanding and really harnessing that victory mindset over the victim mindset is so important, again, not just for our physical health, but for our mental health and our spiritual health as well. So what do we do? What do we do? I call it the AAA battle plan, and it's about having awareness, acknowledgement, and action. So this week we can't get into everything, but I'm going to give you bite-sized pieces, so you have something to do every day that will help build the foundation for your victory mindset. So we're going to talk about awareness. And it's understanding when you are in feelings that you're going through like an emotional hijack, right? And it's how do I get back to positive? How do I get back to victory? And it's having that awareness. Oftentimes, what's at play when we are experiencing an emotional hijack is the biggest, kind of antagonist in our lives is it's the judge. It's that mentality of judging, right? We judge ourselves, we judge others, we judge circumstances, and all of those keep us in a victim mindset when we're in judgment. Now we know we're not supposed to judge others, right? So don't blame others. Really start to look at yourself. What is it about this situation? What lesson am I supposed to learn? We're not supposed to judge ourselves either, because in Romans 8:1 it says there is no condemnation, right? So it's not about blaming ourselves. It's about learning from the situation so that we can make shifts going forward and our circumstances, right? when we judge our circumstances negatively, we know in Romans 8:28, it says, all things are working together for our good, or work together for our good. So there is a reason for even circumstances that don't make us joyful and don't make us happy, because there's something that we're supposed to learn from that. And consider it pure joy, right? When we're going through trials and tribulations, because the testing of that faith ultimately makes us better, right? It produces perseverance. So today, the focus is going to be on awareness. So that this is what I'm giving you as your goal and your work to do. And then I'm going to come back on camera so that we can kind of talk through it a little bit. So this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Whether it's your phone, whether it's a note card, whether it is a Post-it note, once you watch this video, whether you're doing it live or you're watching it on the replay, I want you to carry it with you, right? I want you to be aware and just make a tally of every time you are either emotionally hijacked or that you're feeling a negative thought. Now, I don't expect it to be 60,000, right? Or 80% of 60,000. But I want you to have an awareness of when you go into a victim mindset, and literally just make a hash mark, right? So you're just carrying, a note card, and I'm going to do that today too. So tomorrow we can report back, or you can put it in the chat if you're in Facebook. So a note card, your phone, a Post-it. Again, we're just noting the number of times that we are cognizant of having a negative thought, or that we're feeling some kind of victim mindset. So if you're feeling stress, if you're feeling anger, all of those things, we're going to start to become aware of that. The second thing I want you to do is really start to look at circumstances, and we're trying to find the gift and joy in every circumstance. For example, this morning, I was rushing to get my son to the bus, and I needed to drive, and I could not find my keys. Couldn't find them anywhere. So there was a reason, why ultimately we ended up running to the bus. And then when I came back, I looked for them, and I said, stop looking. They will, start, pray about it. Your keys will find you. And then when I was able to kind of calm down, I realized, I was like, well, maybe they're actually in the car. And they were. So so the lesson to me was, number one, you need to put your keys somewhere. You can't leave them in the car. And that's what I was supposed to learn. And it was, it could have been, an emotional hezariah, but instead it was take a breath, figure it out, and find the gift. The gift and the joy of that circumstance is, I need to be better about what I do with my keys. I'm postmenopausal, so I forget stuff. So I need to be more aware of what I do with my keys. So that's just a little example about, how in every circumstance today, look for the gift and the joy. And the joy, comes from being spiritually connected, right? So we need to stay in that spiritual connection that will help us, stay in victory mindset, but also make great choices. So I'm going to ask you to, if you're in the Facebook group, post it, right? Post your aha moments that you actually either got from this video or from the day of really being aware and looking at finding the gift and the joy in every circumstance. I'm going to put a little thing in the Facebook, what is it? A little graphic in the Facebook group for you to post. And if you use the hashtag VMC, Victory Mindset Challenge Day 1, there will be gifts. Let me show you. Hold on. I'm going to switch back here. I have one of my lovely packet bags. I love these things. You can put them in the freezer. You can take them on the plane. You can take them for lunch. They keep your food cold for, it says 10 hours. I'm not sure if it's really 10 hours. But this is something that if you post every day, that will be available. I'll do a drawing at the end on Friday for that. And lastly, I'm going to open the floor for if you have any questions, or just anything you want to share. Oh, prizes. Yeah, I already talked about that. So I'm going to come back on camera now. Alrighty, so I am going to just check the chat to see if anyone has anything. Hi, Eileen. if anyone has anything that they want to share. Otherwise, the video is going to be here. I'm excited. This time, I really want to, prayerfully, you consecrate this time to really focus on your mindset, just for 5 days, right? So today we're doing awareness with our post-its or a note card or whatever you want to do, but really take this time and make this your challenge of the week. We put challenges every week in the Facebook group, but this is really about, let's go in, let's be accountable, let's post, let's be all about it. Let's see if anybody has any questions. I don't see any questions. Yes, yes, yes. Count it all joy. So I will be sending, so right after this video, I'm going to send you within the hour, because I do them in the moment, because I never know what's going to happen on the video and I don't want to pre-write an email. I will send you an email that will have a scripture that will remind you of what will have a copy of the video, and also a reminder of what you're supposed to be focusing on today. So are we ready? Are we ready to live in victory? Are we ready to get that mindset right? Because again, when we get our mind right, the body will follow. It is about honoring and embracing these latter shall be greater years so that we can really go forth in purpose and power. There's a lot of stuff that we still have to do. So let's get it done. All right, love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow right here or on the replay wherever you're doing it. But get in on being aware and also finding the gift and joy in everything. I see you, Eileen. I see you. I see you. All right, have a blessed one, and I will see you tomorrow.